Well, now city and county leaders are asking, how did this happen? Was it too much rain too fast, or are bigger issues with infrastructure to blame?
Our team coverage continues now with Alicia Nieves with more on the urgent calls for action. Alicia?
You're right, so many questions tonight. A big one, could this have been prevented? Officials say it's just not clear yet whether this is attributed to the storm or if something man-made failed.
I just have never seen the water like an ocean. The dumpster moved like a toy.
15 cars swept down Beidle Creek. This is the starting point. The access road of 410 West approaching Perrin-Beidle. Some cars were carried the length of 7 football fields before coming to a rest.
Right now, they believe it was just a lot of rain in one part.
In the aftermath of a tragic flood, leaders are trying to pinpoint what triggered the deadly wall of water.
We've had multiple accounts of just that a big wall of water suddenly came moving down that road and ended up causing the tragedy.
The National Weather Service says 5 to 7 inches of rain fell in just 3 hours, more than most urban drainage systems can handle. But city leaders say that doesn't tell the full story.
Our city's infrastructure is aging. It's old already, but it's getting worse. We've got broken pipes. We have streets that need repair. We have drainage issues, and that's where we need to be putting our money.
Councilman Mark White says 22% of roads in the area are in poor or failing condition, and it's time to refocus funding priorities. Meanwhile, Bexar County Commissioner Tommy Calvert says the area had already seen $500 million in flood mitigation work.
From the flood of '98, we hadn't had any loss of life on all those flood control projects, and that area had a flood control project that the county had done.
So what went wrong?
Whether or not the vegetation had overgrown through some of the drainage, I mean, all of these things have to be researched.
Calvert believes construction debris, blocked channels, and a shrinking green space replaced by concrete may have all contributed.
The federal government is changing the floodplains. We have to consider potentially with climate change whether or not a 100-year flood plan is enough.
Of the city's 141 low water crossings, at least 15 are showing possible structural damage after the flooding. Crossings at Vicar Drive, at Beidle Creek, and Old O'Connor Road, those showed significant damage, and those will remain closed pending a full assessment. Live on the northeast side, Alicia Nieves, KENS 5.
So many questions, Alicia, thank you. And tonight, Mayor Ron Nirenberg had this to say about the deadly flooding. He says in part, quote, "Our hearts are with the families of those we've lost to this week's flash floods and the families who continue searching for their loved ones. I want to personally thank our San Antonio first responders and their families for their sacrifices toward the recovery efforts," end quote. And we have continuing coverage of the deadly flooding and those recovery efforts. As always, the latest right here on air on KENS 5 and online at KENS5.com.